Introducing first. In the blue corner, he stands 6 feet tall, 183 centimeters, weighing 169.9 pounds, 77.1 kilos. He has a professional record of 12 wins and only 4 losses. Fighting out of Paris, France, Thibaut Never Die Lache. And now his opponent in the red corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, 178 centimeters, weighing in 169.8 pounds, 77 kilos. He has a perfect record of 6 wins and no losses. Fighting out of Nykøbing Falster, Denmark, Mark the Olympian Madsen! And your referee for this fight, Mark Goddard.
Here and looking for that big KO finish.
You can see he thought about that right hand again, and the Frenchman's sort of expecting it, but he's not really moving his head too much to stop it. Could get in trouble if commits to one of those uppercuts. Frenchman's in on a 10-finger grip here on the neck.
Madsen's got to be careful here, moving into that side position, just taking away some of the power.
Well, yeah, once his body's passed to the side, it makes guillotining someone very hard. If you don't have control of their body, you can't exert the kind of pressure you need to close the space down. You see the Frenchman trying to put himself back underneath Madsen briefly, but Madsen with a heavy tie-up on that right arm.
And the crowd here in Copenhagen chanting Madsen's name. Has to be said, Josh, this is probably one of the loudest Cage Warriors audiences I've ever heard.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a beautiful short elbow from this floating top position from Madsen. What he's doing here is he's crowding his hips forward and being exceptionally heavy, just never allowing the Frenchman to regain some space. And with that is the short ground and pound.
Measured, powerful shots from Madsen here.
He's settled into half guard now. Frenchman trying to recover to full guard. He's got that right butterfly hook stuck. This is good work from Madsen. He needs to stop the Frenchman from using the cage to stand back up and just make it a bit gritty and unpleasant for him here. And you see he just whips the hips back out as soon as the Frenchman goes to get his base.
Madsen's certainly not just a wrestler, but he has made the transition incredibly well. We've seen him get victories using his wrestling, grinding out decisions. We've seen him win by submission, and we've seen him win by KO, all in his first 6 professional bouts.
I mean, it's such a huge skill set to be able to fall back on. You know, if you can, if you get in trouble, you can grab hold of the guy, you can slow it down, you can start grinding the tempo and work your way to a decision. You know, that's great. It's a fantastic backup plan to have. But here he's looking to go to the back. 50 seconds left. He's got a good position here to move forward. Looking for a cradle now. Classic wrestling technique.
Randy Couture switched from Greco-Roman at 34 years of age, so Madsen's got a few years on the natural.
Yeah, good short inside shot. Looking for a guillotine here. He's got a good bite at the neck. Larcher trying to stretch his spine out, lift that head up, take some of the pressure off.
All one-way traffic here in the first round.
Yeah, and you see, once he got hold of him and he put him on the ground, he was able to really just start grinding on him and making it unpleasant, especially with his head position in the middle of the chest.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Will Larcher be able to get back into this one in the second frame? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Use the hashtag CW103 on social media. But that's a big first round for the Olympian, Josh.
It's a solid first round, you know, it's what he needed to do. He definitely had a little bit of feeling out in knowing how to find his way inside. A lot of frantic movement from the Frenchman. And once he did, and he was able to put him on the ground, you know, it was one-way traffic. But the Frenchman, you know, he didn't absorb too much damage. He's very much still in this contest. And, of course, with the round break, Madsen has to find a way back in all over again.
Let's take a look back now at some of the action. There's that clubbing right hand right to the temple, and just briefly dropped the legs out from underneath Larcher there.
Yeah, Larcher actually recovered with his wrestling very nicely there. Managed to scrag a single and actually sit the Olympian down for a brief moment.
And Madsen dominating the action on the ground here. These short shots and tight positioning, hitting and holding, classic Greco to MMA style.
I mean, the core strength is such that he can generate a lot of power in a very short space if he really gets the rotation of his torso up into those short punches.
One round in the bag for the Olympian. Thibaut Never Die Larcher will have to live up to that nickname.
Yeah, so here you can see he's got to stay on his feet. He's got to start cutting the angles. He's doing a good job so far of staying on the outside, but he cannot allow Madsen to close forward.
He's got Larcher thinking about that overhand right. As well he might. Nice uppercut there from Larcher. Madsen firing back though.
Yeah, Larcher's got to throw some sort of offense back. At the moment, he's trying to counter-punch when the distance closes, and he's not landing. And that's 2 in a row with a big overhand right.
Larcher will not want to take his chances with the M-bomb.
He's got to start firing back. He's got to get some straight shots down. He's got to get that jab in his face.
Good sideways movement from Larcher here in the second round. He's not backed up in a straight line as much in this frame. And he's going to have to keep dancing around the Olympian in an effort to throw his man off his game.
It's all for naught without scoring shots, though. That's the problem. I mean, right now, that was much better from him. Short 1-2, catches the Dane. You know, cage control is good, aggression is good, but at the end of the day, it comes down to actually landing some impact.
He's teed up the uppercut a number of times. I was about to say perhaps in an effort to catch Madsen on an entry, but wasn't quick enough there.
No, and that's a fantastic takedown for Madsen, because he was able to pass the guard in the process of running through. You know, he grabbed hold of the knee and the upper body, and he just ran across the front of the Frenchman faster than he could get his hips down. And that means he's cleared the guard completely, and it's just one layer of defense less the Frenchman has here.
Madsen's going to be more than happy to just grind away on Larcher from this top position.
Yeah, throwing those short shoulder shots as well. And, you know, something that's a downside for Larcher is he's so much taller than Madsen that once the guard is passed, it's very hard to recover. But he's done a good job here, and he's got a left butterfly hook in. Sits back to full butterfly guard now. He's got to use this momentum to try and get back to his feet.
This is good work from Larcher. But again, as you said, Josh, it's all for naught if he doesn't actually do something with it. Looking to perhaps get back to his feet here, but he's cradled by Madsen.
Yeah, notice how every time Larcher turtles, Madsen goes to that cradle. Just shows the wrestling turnover that becomes a staple of his game. Looking to grip up a body lock from the back here. Could we see a big suplex if he completes that grip? Larcher's fighting the wrists here. Literally running away.
Discretion is often the better part of valor, and Larcher able to get out of the danger zone there in an effort to reset. He's got to watch that right hand though. Madsen again throwing it with power and accuracy.
Yeah, I think the Frenchman's just a little bit too timid and a little bit too worried. You know, it's inside his head that the shot is always there and that this big overhand right is there.
Larcher just overreaching on those shots. There's the nice uppercut on the inside, but again Madsen bullies his way in.
You see how he just walked through those frames. The Frenchman was able to get a good double wrist kind of plum clinch over the top, and Madsen just closed it down with his chest.
And the right hand lands again for Madsen. He's bloodied the nose of the Frenchman here.
I like the patience from Madsen here. He's taking his time, just trying to work his way in. Doesn't need to rush. Easy feint into a tie-up here.
Larcher disengages. Final just over 20 seconds of the round.
You see disengaged, but there was just so much lag between then and the thought of throwing a strike. You know, if you know you're going to dictate the time at which you disengage, you can dictate when the next strike comes in, and there's just no intention to throw enough offense from Larcher. He's not going to win this with trying to counterpunch short uppercuts.
A couple of meaningful strikes landed there from Larcher at the end of the round. Referee Mark Goddard right on top of the action for the break there. And another round in the books for the Olympian, Josh.
Yeah, I think most likely indeed. I mean, you know, he was the one pressuring forward. He landed a couple of good shots, certainly of more substance than the Frenchman did throughout that round. The Frenchman's got to change his game plan here. He's got to just throw some offense back. I mean, I've said it a few times already, but there's just a lack of anything for Madsen to have to worry about. You know, he's able to stand in the centre of the cage here, as you'll see in the replays.
Let's take a look back at some of the action, and it's the right hand again from Madsen that's doing the damage here. Landed a number of times and also used it to set up these entries, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful takedown. The thing is, we always say that you use the strikes to set up the shot. What's happening here with Madsen is the shot is setting up the strikes. Every time he changes level a little bit, the Frenchman is so worried that there's a level change and a penetration step coming in that the big overhand right just finds a home.
Third and final round in this welterweight contest here at Cage Warriors 103. A packed house in the KB Hall here in Copenhagen. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer, privileged to call the action for you this evening. And I can't imagine how the roof would come off this place if Madsen is able to find the sweet spot with that right hand.
Yeah, it's not for lack of trying, but he eats a short uppercut there, still got to keep his guard up as he comes in.
Looking to remain perfect as a professional in the mixed martial arts is Madsen here tonight. Beautiful entry. Gets the double leg.
Yeah, it was nice timing for that. You know, the Frenchman was feinting with these short little shots, and Madsen just went straight underneath him. He's bullied him here to the cage, and he's looking to work through, sitting in half guard now.
And there's a lot of blood on the mat. I believe that's coming from Madsen somewhere.
Yeah, I have no idea what opened that up.
Perhaps a clash of heads on the entry, or we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so Madson's staying very heavy in half guard here. He's got the Frenchman flattened out with both shoulders to the mat, much more reminiscent of a half mount than a half guard. And he's going to be able to stay very heavy chest to chest.
Possibly the nose of Madsen is the cause of that blood. How much of a factor is that going to play in this contest as we move into the third and final round?
Yeah, I mean, we only have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here, so it's going to be a factor. But, you know, this guy's used to pushing a hell of a pace for sustained periods. You know, the wrestling grind and the wrestling mindset translates into mixed martial arts so effectively. And we're going to see that here with Madsen as he's probably just going to try and short shot his way from this guard through to the end of the fight.
And as an Olympian, Madsen knows all about digging that little bit deeper and going that little bit further than the average human being. Yeah, I mean, no stranger to adversity.
Yeah, the level of commitment you need, but there's an armbar coming from Larcher here. He's going to use the cage to pivot, and the arm is easily cleared out by Madsen.
Good work by Madsen there, and the crowd instantly reverberates any time he improves the position.
See, that's nice experience from Madsen. He drags him down to the mat. He expended very little energy in that body lock takedown from the back. Short shoulder shots, we saw those in earlier rounds. It's going to be so heavy chest to chest on top here.
Just over 2 minutes left in the final frame. Larcher's going to need something very special to get anything from this bout at this stage. It's going to have to be a miracle finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to chunk it down, right? First thing, we've got to get out of this half guard. He's got to get up on his side, win an underhook. At the moment, Madsen's just got inside control of that guard completely. He's done a good job of getting back to close guard, as we say that, but he's got to get his hips out, start going for something, at the very least create a scramble.
Crushing his opponent up against the bottom of the mat and the fence. Can Larcher use the fence, though, to either spin himself away or get back to his feet?
Yeah, he tried to throw and walk those legs up towards the shoulders, but, you know, again, with his long frame being compressed with the back of his head up against the cage here, is just going to inhibit his movement so much. I mean, as soon as your head is lifted off the mat, your ability to bridge and pivot becomes very tough.
It's been another test for Madsen here, another step up in competition, and it's fair to say he's passing with flying colours, not really looked in danger at any point during this 15-minute fight.
Yeah, it's diligent is what it is. You know, it's methodical. He knows his sequences here from the clinch. Oh, but he's got to be careful. He's given up his back. 40 seconds left. He just seemed to slip out from a recovery. Larcher's climbed to the back with both hooks. 30 seconds left. The Frenchman's looking for the choke. He's got a short choke.
Larcher's on the neck of Madsen here. What a miracle this would be.
He needs to stretch him out here, needs to use those long legs, drive that hips in, and just go across the face. Just look for a mandible strangle, something. He's trapped the arm.
Larcher with 15 seconds on the clock.
Oh, anxious. Oh, and he's given up. They're going for the choke. Looking for the strikes. I mean, he's got the back, and it's a fantastic position, but he's not going to have time to finish this.
If you're wondering what that sound is at home, that's the sound of about 6,000 Danish fans all exhaling at once.
You know, another minute or two on that clock, and that would have been very, very interesting, because we saw the competency of the Frenchman on the ground when he was able to get a more dominant position. He trapped the arm, he looked to threaten the neck well, but, you know, Madsen realistically controlled 95% of that entire fight, so a little bit for naught at the end.
Well, high drama up until the final bell with that one. We're going to take a look back at some of the action.
So there we go, straight in under the hands of the Frenchman. Nice level change, just wrapped up both legs. Very simple takedown, driving through in off the hips. Rare you actually see that completed with the knees still on the ground.
And this really was the story of the fight. Madsen exerting his strength advantage over the Frenchman, pinning him to the mat, dragging him around. And of course that big overhand right, whenever Larcher was able to engage him on the feet, but what a finish from the Frenchman. Theobald Larcher able to secure back mount and briefly a short choke. Madsen with a bit of a Hail Mary there, trying to drop his opponent on his head, but it did just enough to dislodge the grip, and he was able to defend that back position for the final 15 seconds. What a performance from the Olympian, as we throw this one to our MC in the cage to get our judge's decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score this fight 30-27 for the winner, Mark the Olympian Madsen!
Mark the Olympian Madsen with a huge victory here in Copenhagen. He'll join my broadcast colleague Josh Palmer in the cage. Madsen now 7-0 with that huge victory.
I'm here with our winner, Mark O'Madsen. Mark, talk us through that one, because you controlled most of that until the last few seconds there.
It's a fight. You do whatever you have to.
What was the game plan coming in? Because it looked like he couldn't really decide whether you're going to throw your massive M-bomb or change level and shoot. Was the plan just to fluster him with that level change coming in?
To be honest, I'm 12 months old in this sport. This guy has been doing MMA for maybe 10 years. Very, very simple game plan. Close the distance, take him down, beat him up.
Well, it worked so far. You said, you know, you're newer to this sport still, but you're still undefeated. How has the transition been for you from such a phenomenal wrestling career into the world of mixed martial arts?
Well, my wrestling credential didn't come easy. I had to get up every day, put my heart into it. It's the same thing with MMA. I do this all day, all week, all month, all year. Get up every day, do my best to develop my maximum potential.
I'm sure the win makes it worth it, but how about this crowd? Do they make it worth it too?
KB Hallen, fra hjertet vil jeg gerne sige tak til alle sammen, der kom her i dag og var med til at skabe Danmarks største MMA-stævn nogensinde. Sådan, Danmark!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mark O'Madsen!
Mark the Olympian Madsen keeps his unbeaten streak, taking his win tally up to 7. A decision much to the relief of the home crowd.